Ed Miliband once said, "My beliefs will run through everything I do. My beliefs, my values are my anchor for when people try to drag me, as I know they will." Before I continue, the sources I used for this are quotes.techxt.com, brainy.quote.com, biblestudytools.com, thinkexist.com, and lifeoptimizer.org. Hi, I'm Jacob Wright, and today I'm going to tell you about 3 basic beliefs and virtues that really just shaped who I am today. And those 3 are that I'm a Christian, and that's one of the biggest ones for me. It's just a big part of who I am. I'm a realist. I like to look at things from a realistic point of view. And my family and friends, I believe, those are really the people who really shape who you are as a person, and they have a huge impact on your life. Ronald Reagan said that freedom prospers when religion is vibrant and the rule of law under God is acknowledged. And this brings me to my first belief, that I'm a Christian. And I want to just tell you a story about when I was about 4 or 5 years old in grade school. And I remember it was very close to Christmas time. And there was this, I think it was a Buzz Lightyear toy, but it was the really big new toy that was out at the time. And I remember I just really wanted this toy because I had a Buzz Lightyear, but this one was way better. It did more stuff, so I just needed that particular model of Buzz Lightyear. And my parents, of course, being logical, they wanted me to just wait till Christmas like a kid ought to. But I knew this one kid who was, I guess, a little bit pampered, and he had really all the toys he wanted, and he got this brand new toy that everybody wanted. And I remember hanging out at his house. It was me, him, and then another friend. And I just remember how much I wanted that toy and how I finally decided that, okay, my parents won't let me have it, so I'll just take it. I'll just, sneak it underneath my shirt and just sneak out of the house when my mom comes to pick me up, and the toy will be mine. So I did it. I snuck it into my shirt. About an hour before we got picked up, I kind of hid it into a closet so that I could, when they showed up, I could sneak into the closet, take the toy, and then sneak out without, the toy being spotted. So I did that. I had it hidden away. I was ready to go, and then about 15 minutes, I knew they were going to come soon, and I saw the clock, and I was starting to get really nervous, and I knew something was wrong. Like at 4 or 5, I guess you don't really have that full sense of morals, but I just knew that it was wrong. And it really stemmed from Bible study the previous Sunday, where one of the big parts we went over was, just basic morals of, what it means to be a Christian. And one of those was, you don't steal, you don't lie, all those basic things. And so that just kept, running through my head as I had the toys hidden, and I was getting super nervous, sweating like crazy. And so I finally just knew it was just a horrible idea. It was a bad idea. So I actually, snuck the toy back into the room when my friends were out, I think playing hide and seek, if I recall correctly. So sure enough, like 25 minutes later, my mom and dad do show up. As we're leaving, I'm still nervous. All this, it's gonna be. I just had this feeling that like God knew it was gonna punish me. My parents or something gonna magically know, with that intuition that they seem to have. And then as I'm leaving, I hear the friend whose house we were at, who owned the toy, comes screeching out like, "Where's my Buzz Lightyear?" And I'm going, my face is just flush. I feel like, oh my gosh, how does he know? I didn't even steal it. And then they catch my other friend with the toy. He was actually, he ended up stealing the toy. I remember his parents just throwing a fit. He was grounded for at least a month, if I remember right. So that did not go well for him. And so, really that just took a show. My Christianity, my faith, and my morals really helped me through that, and throughout my life, that has really kept me on the right track. John 16:33, "I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart. I have overcome the world." Being a Christian, it's really provided me with something to lean on as I go through life. So just a short, easy example of that is with homework in college. I just remember my first semester as a freshman, the stress was really hitting me from multiple tests and trying to study for those, a large amount of homework, and I just felt, as I was sitting on my computer trying to do the work, I just felt so overwhelmed that I could barely function. It was just, I'd stare at the screen for an hour and then just be like, what do I do? How do I do this? And I just sat there and I ended up praying and just saying, Lord, just help me through this. I need help. I need you to just guide me through this time. And I prayed for probably about 10-15 minutes. Actually, it was a very long prayer, and I just felt this sense of calm come over me after that prayer. And just I took a 5-minute break, and I just felt very soothed after that prayer. And I came back. I knocked out most of the homework really in only another hour, and I thought it was going to take me days to finish all of it. I studied for my test, and really there was nothing to it after that. It just I needed a little bit to lean on while I got through that difficult time for me. My next point is I'm a realist. So the pessimist complains about the wind, the optimist expects it to change, and the realist just adjusts the sails. And so, that's me as I go through life. I like to look at things from a logical and realistic manner. So if I was ever on a boat and we were having that issue, I'd do that, fix the sails. So, I had a D in one of my classes, and I looked at it from a realistic point of view. I said if I was optimistic, I don't need to do anything different, I'll just ace the next test. Well, that's not realistic. I could look at it pessimistically, I'm all done, I just need to drop this class and be done with it. But, being a realist, it really benefited me in this situation. I just looked at it from a calm and logical perspective. I took out my phone and did the calculations. I looked at the exact number, what percentage point on each test I'd have to get in order to bring it up to a C, to a B. And, as I went through the class for the last, I think, a month and a half of that class, I just, kept up with the percentage points. I studied more, focused a little bit more attention on it, and know exactly what grades I needed to get per assignment, and I managed to bring it up to a low B, which was, very nice considering how I started off. Another, huge thing where being realistic, helped me through a difficult time and just helped me, who I am. Was when my grandma passed away. I just remember my mom coming in and telling me, just, in tears, you could, trying to be strong, but you could, feel the sadness, you could see it in her eyes, feel it in her voice. I remember, at my age, I can't remember how old I was, but 15, maybe 14. And I just remember, trying to figure out how to help someone who's usually the one helping you and help them get through, a very difficult time, which was also difficult for me, but being a man, I had to, man up and, do that. So, I just tried to explain it and think of it as realistically as possible. My grandma, like me, was a religious woman, and I knew where she went. I knew she was in heaven, in a much happier place, battling through cancer. I knew she was suffering a bit, and it's hard to see her like that. So I knew that even though she was gone from our lives, I just knew that she was in a better place, and it was honestly for her, it was almost soothing to know that she was probably happier where she was. And so I tried to explain it to my mom as best as I could at that age, and I think it helped just, just picture her, happier and more at peace and, not in pain. So it was just one of those times that really helped me through a very difficult time for me and my family. For my last point, family and friends really do, in my experience, really just decide who you are. It's one of the biggest things in your life. My family's beliefs, for example, have greatly rubbed off on me. My parents, my brothers, hopefully my sister is the same way when she gets older. They're very conservative. They were also Christian, and it really rubbed off on me. It just using my realistic perspective mixed with my family's beliefs, it's rubbed off on me. It really just has created who I am as a more conservative-minded Christian person. So it just shows that it really does have a massive impact on your life. W. Clement Stone said to be of careful the friends you choose, for you will become like them. And this is very true. So with that in mind, when I went to college, my girlfriend was of a very like mind as me. The friends I met in college, I made sure that their beliefs and their morals and just the way they lived their lives really resembled mine, because I knew that this is the way I want to live my life. And so by falling in with a crowd that is, upstanding and, similar to me, I would stay with that true path that I'd like to be on. So that's really just, changed who I was by keeping me that way. So my belief in Christ, being a realist, and my belief about friends and family really deciding who you are, overall have just had a huge impact on my life. It's really just made me it's really set my morals and my conservative beliefs, and it's really just completely decided who I was. And then finally, your beliefs and convictions are really what dictate who you are. So you really just need to find a positive influence in your friends and family to just keep you on the path you want to be on. And that's really what's important in life, is family and friends have a huge impact on who you are.